Yo, if you press play on this, you're an official day one, and we appreciate you. My name is Mario Benitez.
And I'm Jose Ortiz, and this is a long time coming. Finally happy to be bringing this to you, and here we are.
This is Saturday Gigantic. Yo, this really has been a long time since we actually got a pod going. You remember when I tried to start that shit in like 2011?
Oh wow, yeah, you.
I had like the little bum ass recorder.
Yeah.
Dude, if you think about it, at that time we didn't even know like what podcasting would be. You know,
Nah,
I didn't know what it was.
Yeah, nah. I mean, it didn't have a. Did it have? I mean, I'm not gonna be one of those. I'm not gonna get tore up in the comments right now. Oh, podcasting started in 2005. Actually,
Yeah.
I don't know what year this shit became a thing, but yeah, I don't. We didn't have a name for that.
No, like I knew it was like a free radio type thing, and I remember trying to do it, but I didn't even know how we could get this. I didn't know what we were doing, you know.
Yeah.
So it's kind of cool. It took us a long time to finally get this going, but we've gained so much experience.
We
in
here,
different
baby.
worlds.
We made it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Not made it, but you get where he made it here.
Yeah.
To where we can make it happen.
Finally, man, which is fucking cool. This podcast is kind of going to be like a variety show, which I'm excited about.
Right.
Right. So some Saturdays, guys, you're not going to know what you're going to get. Some Saturdays, it's just going to be us chopping it up. Some Saturdays, it's going to be us with guests. Some Saturdays, it's going to be us documenting different parts of our lives.
It's true.
So pay attention to this shit.
Yeah, we'll be covering a variety of things, but should be fun, man. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is the first one. It feels kind of crazy.
Yeah, it does, right? Whenever you start, dude, it's like anything. When you first start something, like, especially live, this ain't live, but like recording and shit, you just don't know how to get into the swing of it. Then you finally settle in.
Yeah, it's a whole different thing for me.
Yeah.
Because for me, I feel like with the channel and stuff, I'm one way.
Yeah.
This is kind of like
this is more of a you.
I'm unfiltered a little bit, yeah.
Yeah.
And not really not scripted.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that's
that's the difference there, right?
Yeah. You have when you're doing the stuff I'm doing, and like even when you a comedy, it's all script. You know, you have to have everything kind of set up a certain way. So happy to just be taking this and as an opportunity to like give myself some balance.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I need to be a little funnier, man. Like it could
you're
get kind of dark.
You're very in what you've been like putting a lot of time and effort into. It's very dark. So
Yeah.
I'm happy, like, you know, because this is what I know you as. You know?
Yeah. This will be more along. We've done a few podcast episodes together on your old podcast.
Yeah.
So more of that. You know, people seem to like us on those.
Yeah, which is good. Just us chilling, chopping it up.
Yeah.
That's like yeah, that's just the more natural you, man.
Yeah.
Does that actually? I've asked you that before, but like, me, it's weird. Where like comedy is about being your most genuine self.
Yeah.
Like, and you're trying to always be you on stage, which is like most art forms is not that.
That's true. You're kind of like, it's weird though, because a lot of people you see them go up on stage, you automatically know they don't talk like this in real life.
Oh yeah, the act.
Yeah. It's like a certain. I guess that's part of what makes stand up so fun is when people could make it flow and make it feel natural.
Yeah.
Like some people go up there and they just start talking. That shit's hilarious.
Yeah, once they just in it, and you know, it could be some written shit, but you learn that how to weave that in.
Yeah.
A good punchline and shit. But so we want to catch up about current events today, man. Some random things that are going on.
What is going on right now?
Dude,
There's a lot.
I thought the shit was cool this past weekend. I mean, I didn't get to see it because we're in New York City, but the solar storms.
Yeah, man.
Did you see that?
Yeah, that was pretty cool. They saw it all over like the Midwest.
Bro, auroras up to Florida, bro.
Yeah.
You know they were mad they couldn't call the sky gay, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're like, damn it, look at this.
Yeah, it looked crazy. Looked like fucking
sky.
Thanos was coming.
Yeah.
I saw some of those pictures. I was like, is this shit for real?
Yeah.
Like, it looks pretty galactic. Like some of those photos got to be touched up, right?
Nah, a lot of them are just, the stronger the auroras are, the stronger the flares are off the sun, the darker the colors are made. So if you get stronger flares, you get reds, purples, like you get all these different like colors of the spectrum. So the greener ones are the weaker ones hitting our electromagnetic field.
Mar deGrasse Tyson.
Yeah, I really read way too many science books, bro, and I still don't understand any of it.
I could tell. I mean, yeah, man, it's like it's pretty cool that they got to experience that because normally you would have to be like in
Yeah,
Iceland,
you'd have to
Alaska,
be fucking with black metal bands,
Norway,
1349, to see that
I drove
shit.
an hour to see it, but it was foggy by the time I got there. I couldn't see
You actually got to see it?
No, I didn't. I drove. By the time I got
Wait,
there,
you
it
drove?
was an hour and a half.
Yeah, it's
Yo,
cloudy.
Our boy Andy, man, shout out to Andy. I saw a post he made. He said that they drove an hour as well. They drove an hour north to go see it. Didn't see a damn thing. Waited for like half hour. Didn't see anything. It was a dud. They drive back home. As they're opening the door to their house, they look over and you see the shit.
Yo, they could have just chilled at home.
You could have just chilled in the parking lot.
That's cool. At least they got to see it though.
Yeah, I mean, I'm shitting on them like I got to see it.
Yeah.
I looked out my window and I saw crackheads, bro, in the sky,
Yo, flying.
high as shit.
Yeah, I believe you.
Yeah.
You don't get nothing over here, bro.
Yeah, man.
That shit is cool as fuck though.
That was cool.
Yeah, I wonder if there was like any. You see shit like that. I wonder people's conspiracies and shit though.
It's always gonna be conspiracies, man. It's a Project Blue. They think they're doing it right before your eyes.
Yeah.
It's not even possible. It's a Project Blue Beam.
Yeah.
It's a portal. You know what I mean?
Random
like,
shit.
You think that and all this UFO information being disclosed at the same time is a coincidence? Yes.
Yeah.
Shut your stupid ass up.
It's pretty cool though, like seeing that and knowing that it's like a real like astrological phenomenon, right, between planets and shit and the sun, because just knowing that our Earth is breaking up these actual like solar like flares from the sun, this is really interacting. Like we don't need no conspiracy shit. That shit is cool enough, yeah.
Mardi Gras Tyson. Once again.
Yeah.
That's our first guest, Mardi Gras Tyson.
Thank you.
You see, variety show, baby. You don't even know.
Yo, you know what people don't know enough about Neil deGrasse Tyson though?
That he's from the Bronx.
Is that I think they do. They should know that, but that's cool as fuck. He's from the BX, and he's Puerto Rican and African American.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
The Miles Morales of science, huh?
Yeah, like
I like
from
that.
the BX, and he's one of the like people should like. That's dope.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, you know.
I didn't know that part.
He doesn't talk about it though for like.
That dude
certain
has
reasons.
like I love that. Anytime he starts talking, I just want to pay attention. Like, yo, what's he gonna tell me right now? Didn't we saw the Cosmos in the Museum of Natural History when it premiered?
That shit was cool. Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. What else been going on?
Shit, I mean, it depends on where you're looking. You know,
Yeah.
there's a lot happening.
How you feel about this whole? We're weeks out from it now, but how you feel about like the whole Drake and like Kendrick Lamar thing?
Well,
Like how like I guess it ended now, right? It's
I mean,
over.
I don't know what, stuff is moving so fast. Every hour it feels like there's something new. So, by the time this comes out, there could very well be a whole new development. But if we're sticking to everything that's been released up to Not Like Us,
Yeah.
I mean, what are we? You're asking me what I think about the battle in general?
Yeah. How'd you see like the song? To me, I look at it just. I'm trying to think about it just in music, right?
Yeah.
So I look at who their top 2 tracks that they dropped on each other, right?
Yeah.
And you have to kind of pick. It's like that, right?
Not
Not Like Us.
Like Us. Oh yeah, Like That.
Like That was the
The other joint on
yeah.
Metro Boomin's album.
So it's Not Like Us, and then it was what was Drake's motherfucking one?
Family Matters.
Family Matters, yeah. So that's the 2 best to me in that whole thing.
Yeah.
And I think Not Like Us is easily you hear it it everywhere.
Here's the thing, man. We were talking about it in the chat and like sharing links and stuff. I was keeping up on it because it's like pretty exciting to see it get that competitive right now. Even though it's more of like a mudslinging type of deal. But then again, nothing's really off limits when it comes to a hip hop battle. We've seen way worse. All this shit about they went too far. Talk like that shit is really weird for me.
Yeah, because people have gotten really physical with shit.
That's really weird for me because I remember the first notorious rap song that I like knew on a commercial level, or at the time it felt like it was like bigger than what was going on in music was fucking Pac and Big.
Yeah.
And that's why, yo, bitch, you fat motherfucker.
Hit him up, yeah.
That shit is...
Dude, he made fun of sickle cell.
He talked about chopping up little
He went
C's.
so ham, bro.
He said you will kill children. Like, come on, like that... It went where it went. You know what I mean? Now, in that particular instance, people died, but that was like some other shit. That was other stuff. It wasn't just because of a song. You know, I feel like everybody's fucking acting like, you know, everybody lost, nobody won. This is bad for, like, why the fuck weren't you saying that when y'all were in the middle of the shit you were a part of?
Yeah.
In the middle of the East Coast, West Coast shit, or that so-called East Coast, West Coast beef, you did see a lot of these people who have an opinion now talking, and they were in the business. They had their own groups. They were already known. Probably they didn't want to get their fucking... They didn't want to catch problems. You know what I mean? I just think that's kind of corny. Like this...
And back then it was people that were like... See, it really got into like physicals.
Yeah, around, you know? I'm just saying like that... These are grown-ass men with, you know, other stuff we don't know about going on. Like if they're going a certain route, you know, that's them. And you think... Back then, it was like, you know, Vibe magazine that was accused of pushing the whole West Coast, East Coast, West Coast shit because they put up that magazine cover. Yeah. Said East versus West. And you know how it is. Motherfuckers don't read magazines. They like, if you walk past a billboard or a fucking newsstand in the hood, you're not, a lot of people aren't just picking up the magazine and reading the actual shit to get the context. Yeah. They see East versus West. And you already know that these two massive names are beefing.
It's the headlines,
right?
People
so that
usually, a lot of people's information come from headlines.
Exactly. So that
too many times. So it's
that,
always been a thing.
Right. So that kind of shit definitely pushes a certain idea. So I get why they got blamed for it back then. Yeah. The internet is a billion times worse than that. Yeah. Twitter will take your whole. You could do the coolest shit in the world, have the best intentions. Twitter, TikTok, whoever the fuck feels like turning it into some other shit, they'll do that instantly. And if people follow behind that, you know. But again, there's a lot of truth to the shit that's being said in this whole thing now. I just think it's corny of people to like act like they're not, you know, they shouldn't be fighting. They shouldn't be arguing. Like, the fuck are you to say that? You don't know these men? Yeah. You know, if you do know them, then you know that shit is their issue. Like, just make sure it doesn't get to a violent point, you know? That shit been boiling over for like 12 years already.
There's always been like a competitive like aspect to hip hop. Like, it sucks when it gets to, you know, beyond the words, but it's like, yeah, that shit is, you go back, there's been so many battles between rappers and stuff.
Of course, there's like, countless. It's gonna happen, you know what I mean, when you have big names like that. Like, and you know, I mean, if you're asking me, you know, Kendrick fucking completely bodied that whole shit. Yeah. Like, he took it by far. Yeah.
Well, like, do you think, would you agree that Not Like Us is the best track out of all of that?
Yeah, like, only one song. It comes down to, out of this whole thing, if it were to stay where it was, you know, out of this, you ended up getting Not Like Us playing in every sports venue.
Dude, everywhere.
In every club, like in clubs, people doing TikTok challenges. It's actually a good song. It actually, and then it also kind of, it felt like he didn't even take Drake serious. Like, he was just telling him to shut up. Like, yo, get the fuck out of here, bro. Like, let me just fuck with you. Yeah. Like, you say, because apparently there's a bunch of misinformation. But since when is that a thing? Like, you know how many rap battles have bars that aren't real? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, how many people just say shit that's like, what we were talking about is like, I wanted to just see people say crazy shit, you know, like just fucking real bars, like not factual, not all factual, like our boy Albert was talking about in the chat. Yeah, like it doesn't have to be all factual. Like, now you're just trying to
just rhyme some mean shit, right?
Yeah, just say some shit like, I'm gonna tie your kids up and hang them from a helicopter or some shit. Like, you know what I mean? Like, like say some crazy shit. Yeah, you know, like. It didn't feel... my thing is on Family Matters, because I said it when Family Matters came out. I was like, Drake fucking eviscerated this man right now. Like, he really... And I'm a Kendrick fan. Yeah. But I was like, yo, he got him. But it was like 20 minutes later, and Kendrick released a response. Yeah. And it took all the air out the room. So now, even if that response wasn't as energetic or the same type of song people wanted, it took all the attention away. And then he dropped Not Like Us the next day, and that got everybody looking at him crazy, and all this shit is starting to come out. And then there's evidence, it's factual. Like, the dude really be trying to mingle with little kids. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, it is what it is, bro.
Yeah. I can't defend none of that, but Drake music, like, yo, Drake should have just stayed in, like, I could fucks with something. I like Drake's music, right? Yeah. It's definitely
man.
Shit, but, and it's fun. You could party to a lot of it. But, like, if he stood in that Bruno Mars, B.O.B., you know, like, that Pitbull world, he'd be killing it, bro.
Nothing on you, baby.
Yeah.
Like, that rap.
Yeah.
So
he's
you
a
want
superstar.
You want him to be like a G-Eazy.
I guess, yeah, like, yeah, but more like, you know, Pitbull, he made some club bangers. You know, I want you, you know you want. It's like,
you call Drake, song, so you just to go on record, you call it Drake Pitbull.
I'm saying that there's nothing wrong with that. I'm saying Pitbull makes fun music. You know, he should be like a Bruno Mars.
That's hilarious. Listen, all I know is that it sounded like on Family Matters, Drake thought that was the kill shot.
Yeah,
that's my thing. It just sounded like he thought it was the kill shot. Like he thought it was over. Like this was it. You know, there was no way Kendrick was coming back from that. And they're just kind of, now it just looks between his house getting shot up or whatever, and like, I'm not saying he's ever been with a kid or whatever the hell that's about. I'm just saying that now nobody will stop talking about that. So who really won? You know what I mean? Like, all the attention is on him, and it's negative. Like, there's been like a 50% streaming increase on Kendrick's albums and music or whatever. I don't know if it's one particular album or his overall music, while Drake has seen like a 5% drop.
Wow.
You know, which is not much, but that's how it starts.
Yeah, but if Drake, the only way Drake is gonna get over this, if he comes back with a new album and it's just some good hit, then people are just gonna go, oh, that's Drake. If he comes back with the Roomba, see,
oh my God. I mean, at this point, bro, I'm at a point where I just feel like he could release whatever. I wasn't listening to that man's music.
Yeah, me either.
You know what I mean? Like,
it's the joints you're gonna hear on the radio.
Nah, the joints you're gonna hear for sure. Like, I think the last Drake song I really fucked with, or the song that he was on, was like fucking Sicko Mode.
Yeah,
I feel like
that was a long time ago, right?
Years ago. That was years ago.
That was that long ago? Nah, I gotta be like 5 years.
I feel like a fucking grandpa. Sicko Mode is so old.
What's his like first track? The last time I really
song too.
Huh? It's not. That's it. That's what I mean. Like a song he was on. Like the last song, Sicko Mode. I don't remember his other shit.
That song he had with J. Cole that kind of started the whole...
Oh, First Person Shooter?
That was a good song.
I don't remember it. Yeah. I'm just not... You see, this is my thing, though. Like, you know, I'm a music lover.
Yeah.
But I'm not... That's a side of hip-hop that I don't really even... Like, you could listen... I could tell you anything by, like, Isaiah Rashad.
Same with me.
You know, Schoolboy Q, even.
Yeah. I've been fucking, like, a lot with, like... in the last couple of years, motherfuckers like Coast Contra.
Yeah.
Like, just kind of staying away from them.
Yeah, like, I just go in and out. I listen to more, like, bands and, like, instrumental music. And, you know, it's just, I dip in and out. I'm not, like, the person to, like, ask about a full Drake. That shit is boring to me. Yeah. Like, just not the music, just, like, reviewing. It all sounds like it's a part of a recipe, you know, like they're obviously good at what they do. They got like the best producers. I know when a Drake song drops, it's gonna be heat no matter what. If you play it, I'm probably gonna be like, this shit's fire. I've never heard myself say this fucking Drake song is trash, except for like his first album.
Yeah.
Like I didn't, or like some of when he thought he was like a dance hall artist. Like that was kind of like that was an era that I was just like, I don't want to hear this shit either. Yeah. You know, I pray. Like I don't even know I can't tell you what album that is.
So you're saying Kendrick won this battle?
He won.
Yeah, I think that's clear now for sure.
Yeah, he definitely took it. It wasn't just about the battle itself. It was just kind of the way it panned out.
What were the bars that stuck out to you though, from like both guys? Were there any? It's hard to remember a lot of them because there was so much said, but like
A minor.
The A minor is definitely the biggest.
I like Drake what he said. The blacker the berry, the sweeter the juice. We know that you think that you bishop from juice, or some shit like that. Yeah. It was. I don't know if it was in that order, but I remember him being like, "Oh, he's really like, he's testing the Compton dude."
Yeah,
it's just weird to do, being from Toronto and being on Degrassi. I'm a Degrassi fan. I'm a Degrassi fan. For those that don't know, I like corny shit. Like I'm not the guy that thinks he's like the cool.
Nah, you were the A1 Degrassi fan.
Yeah,
you had the tape. Yeah, my man he was a Degrassi fan of
I still
both
got
generations.
him. I still got him. I still got all those DVDs.
Which is wild.
Like the 80s joints, like the Degrassi High, Degrassi Junior High, and then the Next Generation. I fucked with all of it. You know why? I always like content that kind of pushed the envelope.
Mm-hmm.
I saw an episode that was like, yo, this shit is kind of crazy to put on a kid's show. Like, the fuck is really going on right now? And that's what got my attention about the newer episodes. Like, it's like, oh, shit. And then I made the connection, like, oh, this is the stuff they used to show back in the day. Like, I don't know if it was on PBS or what channel it was on cable that used to play, like, reruns.
Yeah.
And I'd see that shit, like, yo. Could never, like, get it in a consistent, like, order. But I just always kind of, like, pass by the channel and find it and just leave it on. Like, oh, shit, this shit is kind of cool. But I'm a fan of the show. And I just find it so weird that someone from that show would, like, be beefing with the West Coast.
Yeah, somebody from, like, yeah, it's kind of crazy.
It's bugged out. You know, it doesn't mean that actors can't be hard or whatever, but it's like, we know.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. If he sticks to the, that
fuck, like,
the Machine Gun Kelly, like, he's way better. But you know what I mean? He sticks to that poppy cool sound. We got no problem, bro.
Yeah, like Drake right now should be like he should have like a fucking residency at Vegas or something, singing like with Justin Timberlake.
Wasn't it Celine Dion?
Well, he been out for a fucking long time now.
Yeah,
Drake been in the game for like 15 years.
Yeah, he is like Celine Dion, He's a superstar, like a pop superstar.
Yeah, I mean he'll get over this. His heart will go on.
Yeah.
He'll make it through. I'm sure he's already planning his next project, and people are gonna forget like they always do. But the one thing people are gonna hang on to out of all of this is the stuff that came out.
Yeah,
because it always turns into something else. Like if you're really doing some malicious shit, then you don't really have many people to blame.
Yeah, nah, fuck yeah.
At that point,
really
I'm even more confused as to why you would pick a fight.
Yeah,
because that shit's just silly. That's bad energy, bro. Like that's another thing on that fucking, what is it? The Heart Part 6. Drake, he fucking mentioned Millie Bobby Brown's name and nobody said her name.
Yeah.
So he's clearly paying attention to what people are saying on the internet. He's paying attention. Like he knows what's being said about him. So you're defending yourself. Now you're backed into a corner where you have nothing but you have to speak your piece because it looks crazy.
Is he the new Michael Jackson?
I mean, it feels like that.
Yeah.
It kind of feels like that because of the level of fame he's at, and like these weird. Because with Michael Jackson
he's a pop star. He's Celine Dion.
Yeah,
he's Michael Jackson.
Yeah, you know what I mean. The problem, listen, man. There's so many layers to all of that kind of shit. Yeah. I just know that when it comes to that, it's important for people to know because no young woman or young man is gonna choose to put themselves in that position if it means them being harmed or being mentally scarred. You know what I'm saying? Like some people might just be like, yo, I'm going to be chilling with this person or this person. I'm going to go. And not really think it's going to be that serious. And then when they're already in it, it's like nobody wants to believe them. They're being threatened, paid off. Like a lot of people don't have money like that. They're trying to chill with the right people and do all this shit because they want to get exposure and be like, whether it's an influencer or a artist of their own, they're trying to make those connections for a reason. Whether it's or some people just want to bag a rapper or whatever the fuck. I can't speak for everybody, but if people are trying to be around certain people and be with an elite and like get their money, you would think that they don't have an abundance of cash like that. They're not already rich. You know what I'm saying? You don't see rich people beasting to chill with other rich people. You know what I'm saying? Like you don't see that all the time. They mingle because it's like certain crowds. It's like everyone got their own little cliques and shit. But you throw $100,000 at a person who might have been assaulted or something bad happened to them, and it's like maybe their bouncer or one of their their roadies or some shit did something bad to a woman, and that camp comes out like, yo, here, $100,000 if you don't say shit, sign this. Some people might feel like, yo, I'm not gonna be believed anyway, and this is $100K. Like some people would be in a position where they feel like they would take the money.
Money.
I just think that all that shit's just fucked up. You know what I mean? Like in general, like all this weird shit to be coming out, it's not a good look. It don't matter how fire the album is. It don't matter how sick. It don't matter. You can't take away the weird shit. Diddy could come out right now and drop a fucking fire ass, never heard Biggie album with nothing but primo beats. That shit would do well and people would fucking love it, but they would still shit on Diddy. It's not gonna take away from your bullshit. Like you gotta be responsible for the bullshit. Some people just make mistakes, but not everybody's perfect. You know what I mean? Nobody's perfect, but certain shit you just clearly fucking thinking you're gonna get away with it.
Yeah.
You just thinking it's gonna rock forever. And there was, this ties into your world heavily, actually. You know Shane Gillis, you familiar?
Yeah, Shane Gillis.
He predicted this
hilarious.
shit 5 years ago.
Yeah.
He said that Drake was gonna get. This was 2019 on a podcast, and he said, yeah, he likes him young. He's gonna get caught. Like I give it 5 years. He fucking nailed it. He said 5 years, and this is me going off of what I believe to be accurate, if that's accurate. Because I've heard the clip, I've heard the audio clip, I've seen multiple videos on it. These days, you have to say, give some room for debate, or because everything's doctored, it feels like so much shit is fake out here. But apparently, he called it. So again, this was known. It was a known thing.
Yeah.
Same way you already heard all that, Diddy shit years ago. Now it's like everybody's on it because now
there's always a hint of truth to the rumors, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I mean,
it could be all true, but there's always a hint.
It goes both ways, bro.
Yeah.
Listen, you got to be a good person, dude. That's what it comes down to. Not be perfect, but you can't be going into this shit with malice. You can't be trying to fuck people over and just have your way with people. That shit it has not worked out for anyone.
Yeah. Yeah, but it's cats that get away with fucked up shit too.
Nah, it's true. But I think everybody has their day.
Yeah.
That's what it comes down to. Some people got children out here that are gonna pay the price. You know what I mean? A lot of stuff is still hasn't been paid back. Yeah. There's a lot of people out here who are like kind of going under the radar, but the shit finds a way. You know what I mean? And I'm not talking about the people who, just regular shit, regular everyday human error, bro. Like, you're allowed to be a human who fucks up. I'm talking people who really actively going out their way to, like, do wild shit or, like, get people fucked over and behind the scenes and, like, all that type of seed planting shit. That shit comes back.
Yeah.
So I think a lot of people are figuring that out now.
Karma, right?
I don't know if I would even call it karma because
I feel like
it feels self-inflicted. You know what I mean? Like, it just feels like.
Do you believe it? I don't believe in many like I believe in some woo things and shit.
Mm-hmm.
I have my idea of a higher power. Even if it's a fucking equation, but I think there is some order, something.
Marty Degrasse Tyson back. Got him back on the podcast, guys.
Yeah. I'm gonna talk about a lot of shit like that, so get ready. But yeah, do you that's like I think karma seems like almost a real thing. Like,
yeah, I mean, I definitely believe in karma. I think that, I just think there's levels to it.
Yeah. But then just some really fucked up shit happens to people that don't deserve it.
Yeah.
So I don't know how fucking real karma is.
I don't
know. Karma's
know.
Supposed to be for good and bad, right? Or some shit like that.
Yeah. Like, I don't know. I feel like maybe something gets lost in the translation.
Yeah.
And there's like unnecessary loss in the middle of it. But some people definitely get what they had coming to them. But karma, to an extent, yeah. It's real.
Yeah.
So I think you're just seeing a lot of that now. It just kind of comes, all that to say it comes full circle. Like, just try to live right because there's people trying to fucking... You think all this shit would be happening right now if he wasn't hanging out and doing all that weird shit?
That's true.
You think you would have any of that to talk about? No. That's why J. Cole, everybody said, all right, J. Cole did the right thing. Because they gave him a heads up, like, yo, you want to stay out of that one.
J. Cole's sleeping on a posturepedic right now, like, relaxing, just chilling, like, yo.
J. Cole crazy. Probably sitting in a tree right now, writing his next album.
Sitting in a tree?
He's sitting. He has an album where he's sitting in a tree, no?
Yeah.
Don't he?
On top of a house, I think.
Ah, okay. Well,
sitting in a tree.
And this next joint, Now you know what it is? Not a tree. I see. There's a video a girl put out.
He's like sitting over something, like on an album
Yeah.
cover.
You see it. You might see like leaves in the background or something.
Yeah.
That's probably what I'm thinking that. But it's also because a girl posted a video of her at the beach, and she shows like her trip there, and you see like different stuff, and then you see J. Cole. She was like, "Oh, look who I saw." There's J. Cole on the beach, just with his laptop, listening to music. He's probably listening to instrumentals for like his next joint.
About to drop another gem. Yo, so yeah, man, I think that's gonna wrap up the first one for now.
Yeah, man, we had a long talk about fucking the Driddler.
It got a little dark for a little while.
The Driddler. Yeah. It gotta get dark though, man. People are too busy talking about fucking. The honest truth is that people are busy talking about the exact same thing.
Yeah.
Kendrick said this, but it's a lie. Drake said this, that's a lie. Like, bro. Could we get down to what the fuck is really being talked about?
Yeah.
Because that's the shit that's gonna last.
Yeah, people don't really go over.
How long Michael Jackson been dead? How long Michael Jackson been dead?
I think like 10 years, 11 years.
He been dead a long time, right?
Yeah.
We still hear motherfuckers talk about him as a child, like he's someone who abused children. So that shit will outlast. It'll be it may not be as strong as your legacy, but it'll definitely be right there with it.
Yeah.
The whole time. You know what I mean? Like, you could give me all the Total albums, Mace, Biggie, Craig Mack, anything Bad Boy, bro. I fucked with all of it. We were all fucking with it out here.
Yeah.
But now we really gotta take that shit serious. Like, it's just like you wilding out, bro. Like you bugging. So that's right there, neck and neck. So you got to get dark, is what I mean. Like, to discuss this shit, you got to talk about what's real behind it.
Because that's what they're speaking about.
Yeah, like, it's not just bars. It's really fucking, you know what I mean? Like,
let me ask you then, before we go on this. Do you separate, for yourself, do you separate the art from the artist?
No. I don't, for me personally, I get turned off by shit. Like, I fucked with R. Kelly when R. Kelly was hot. Right? Everybody loves R. Kelly. Everybody loved R. Kelly.
He's saying, bro. I Believe I Can Fly.
Yeah, at the time, everybody loves him.
Like, how many graduation songs?
The crazy thing is that one thing I never hear mentioned about that whole shit, or, I've heard it mentioned, but it's like never really any focus heavily on it that I've seen. Everybody was fucking with R. Kelly at the height of his weird shit. The height. When that tape went around, everybody knew exactly what the fuck was on it, and nobody canceled him.
Yeah, he still came out with like #1 hits and shit. Like,
yeah, you know what I'm saying? Nobody, and I'm not.
Hits,
and what I'm saying is that there were people crushing his CDs, and like churches who were like, "This motherfucker's poisoning us and doing this shit to our young women." Nobody gave two fucks. He just got more and more successful. His songs are like multiple weddings and shit, but they were on that shit early. Like, they knew, like, yo, this is a weirdo.
All right, how far back does the art and artist separating it go? Because, most artists, I think generational, if you're alive and it's in your generation, you could not fuck with it because that's in your generation. But, like, dude, you look at, you can name how many fucking random people from the past that are just terrible. Even Edgar Allan Poe, right?
Yeah.
Great writer.
Yeah.
I love Edgar Allan Poe's works.
Yeah.
Right? But he's a fucking weirdo. He married his cousin when she was like 12.
Now listen.
But he wrote the best poetry about.
I'm the kind of person that if I like, all right, when Bad Boy and all that shit was fire, just to give an example, when all that shit was brand new, I was in junior high. All my friends, I had a friend named Colin that would always print out lyrics. This is the early days of the internet. He would come to school with the printed out lyrics with the typos and all because he wanted to know the lyrics to all these songs that were dropping and shit, right? You're young as fuck at that time. You're just listening to the music. The shit's like, for me, Total comes on, fucking Flavor in Your Ear remix comes on. I'm letting it play. Like, I fuck with the music because that shit's just, for me, it's like a time machine. But that don't mean I'm gonna go fucking support this motherfucker.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna go jump out the window for it. Like, that's stupid shit. But that, like I'm saying, like, it's a deeper discussion than that. Like, there's a lot of details and shit. Like, This is when those discussions, like a lot of people involved, is a good thing, because everybody kind of plays a role in like giving good info on that. Like a lot of minds involved in that discussion, but yeah, I feel like that whole shit is just weird. Like right now, hip hop on a commercial level looks bad. The biggest names in that shit are like always in the papers and for some weirdo shit.
Yeah.
Diddy being one of the top names and being rated for the shit he's being accused of, and Cassie's lawsuit getting settled in like less than 24 hours. This Drake shit right now, it shit just look bad. You know what I mean? It just looks bad. I feel like
be more responsible with that power, right?
Yeah, you got real street
Don't
motherfuckers who make music for
weirdo.
You got dudes from the street who make music that talks about wild shit, and they're not even in the papers. Think about that. Dudes who's really from the street, like getting into situations that are, they're known for being connected and being in certain pockets of different people, and they're like they have certain reputations, and they're not even in the papers for none of this shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It just goes to show you, like, that shit belongs. That you gotta. I think gatekeeping to a certain extent needs to be allowed. Like, you can't just let everybody in.
I agree.
In
all arts.
In all arts, a lot of motherfuckers just take what they think. We're in a time. I don't mean to stretch this whole convo. I'm just saying we're at a time where now everybody could front, everybody could act like there's something they're not. There's a lot of motherfuckers trying to act like they're a certain way or certain people or they got clout, whatever it is, man. It's like you could be anyone you want these days with the internet. You could be anyone you want. And when those types of people come into like certain pockets of culture and like they start diluting shit, they start putting their own flow into things, because now you're fucking influencing a whole generation of dudes who work off those ideals. They work off that idea of what it is to blow or what it is to like make it in that world. And meanwhile, the real way to make it, the real way to like be respected and get your shit in the right, position is lost.
Yeah.
It's not that anymore. That's why a lot of the older generation, like the new generation, they bump heads, because this shit is a different world now. And like you hear a lot of people say, in the Kendrick he said Drake's a phony pretty much. Like, yo, nobody believes this shit. He's an actor. Like, and he is an actor. It's clear, like, he's a fucking actor.
He was an actor.
He was a fucking actor. Literally, he's a fucking actor. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, so it's just you got to be very careful of who represents your shit.
Yeah.
And
it'll blanket the whole thing.
It just makes everything look bad. Like,
you think bands should ever? Has any bands ever made like diss tracks to each other?
I don't know. We might be the closest.
Yeah.
And we weren't even dissing nobody. We were just saying like, yo, don't fuck with New York.
Yeah.
Like,
that was the whole idea. It was about all of New York.
Yeah.
Saying like, because at that time, it felt like everybody was kind of.
Well.
Huh?
Well, we were wrong.
Yeah, we were wrong. The motherfuckers that shitted on us were from New York.
Yeah, I mean, it is what it is, man.
Make some diss tracks. Yo, check out this diss track coming out soon.
They should, AI could be used for some fun stuff. Like, I would be creating funny beefs.
Yeah.
Like, the Bee Gees versus, like
the Bee Gees
Hall & Oates.
The Who?
The Bee Gees versus Hall & Oates. That'd be a fire beef. We'll take that one. The Bee Gees.
Bee Gees, bro.
Bee Gees.
They're gonna come with those. You're not staying alive. You're not staying alive.
All right, man. We're out of here, man.
Yo, this is the first one. Listen, we're gonna be fucking bringing you a lot of random shit every Saturday. This is fucking Saturday Gigantic, man. It was the first one. We just want to acclimate you up to us talking shit.
Yeah, just ease you into the process. We're just talking today, but
yeah. But please pay attention, because we got some awesome episodes coming up and awesome guests. A lot of my friends, a lot of comedians, a lot of fun fucking artists, and it's gonna be a good time, man. So like I said, if they press play, man, that's a day one forever, man.
Yep.
We appreciate you, and this is Saturday Gigantic.
Later.
Peace.